Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Hi, it's Dale Beaumont here, and welcome to this episode of Business Book Success, where we're showing you how to write, publish, and market your own book to help your growing business. This episode is how to market your book and sell thousands of copies. And joining me here in the studio again, we have Jaqui Lane, and we're going to be talking about marketing. I'm really excited about this topic. This is where the kind of fun kicks in, and you can get your message out there to thousands, even tens or hundreds of thousands of people. I'm going to talk about how to do that. All right, Jaqui, welcome back.
Thanks very much, Dale. Good to be here.
All right, we're talking about marketing. Do you enjoy this subject as much as I do?
I love it. I love it because writing your book is one thing, but the whole purpose of it is really to share it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really to promote you, your business, your message, build credibility. And none of that happens if the books just stay sitting in boxes, right?
Yeah, certainly, particularly in garages.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I want to talk about when we talk about marketing our books. We've said it a couple of times. We'll say it again. When do we think about marketing?
Look, I think about it right up front as part of the planning and strategy. There's that word again. You've got to be really clear about your target audience and where they are, and that's really where your marketing starts. So it's got to be part of your initial planning. Whilst you might focus initially on writing your book, it really has to be an integral part of your whole thought process around what book you're writing and to who.
And those questions at the very beginning that we asked as well around what is the purpose of the book? What do you want to promote? Is it promoting you? Is it to generate income? Is it to drive leads? Is it to help you to increase your conversion rates? Is it to help you to generate publicity? What are you doing it for? Because that will influence the product you create, and then from that you can then use that product to market in the best way. Absolutely.
So again, it's about having real clarity about what you want to achieve with your book. Okay. And for some people, they want to sell lots. For other, it's really a brand building, brand awareness thing. So marketing starts really also almost with the initial concept of your book. Yeah. Developing a marketing plan might come a little bit later on, but it's got to be a quintessential part of where you start. All right, great. So what kind of goes into the marketing plan? What do we put in there? Oh, pretty much everything. Yeah. Really, if you're looking at a marketing plan, you've got to look at your target audience. You've got to work out where they are. It's one thing to say my target audience is real estate agents, but where are they? How are you going to get to them? So you need to dig into the target audience. You've got to have a look at what collateral you're going to need to help you market. You're going to need media releases, images, all sorts of content around promoting your book, visuals. What goes into your marketing plan also includes media. Who are you going to engage? When are you going to engage them? Are you going to have a launch of your book? Is it worthwhile having a launch of your book? And can you physically do it if your market is spread all around the world? Well, that's right. Maybe you have to look at a virtual launch. And virtual launches are a really great idea. And then also, I guess, the whole pre-marketing thing. Nowadays, you can create a simple ebook with a chapter of your book, put that on your website. I have a great phrase, selling books is about creating a community. And you can start creating a community way before your book's even published. Bring people along on your journey, get them to tell you what your cover options look like, give them some sample chapters. And if you're looking to build your business, you can then develop a bigger email database, and you start building a community of people who know about your book, who feel that they are part of it. And so by the time you've launched it and come out, they've possibly even pre-ordered them. So thinking about how to get to your key target audiences and where your media coverage is coming from are the two critical things. So obviously you have everything in your plan up front, but when do you sort of start? Do you wait until you got the book in your hand, or do you do it when the book's sort of at the printer because there's a couple of weeks? Yeah. When do you sort of start? I'd say 3 to 4 months out from when your book is going to land, you should really start working on this. And there'll be various components that you do in a staged fashion. But certainly if you're going to drive a lot through social media, 3 to 4 months out, as I said, you could test different cover concepts. Great way. People love telling you what they think about your
the
covers.
A or B or C.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you start promoting the book by maybe perhaps offering a free ebook of a chapter. Gets people engaged in what you're doing. So all that sort of stuff, 3 to 4 months out.
Even people can vote on the title as well.
Absolutely,
Yep.
you know.
What image?
All those sorts of things. And then...
So you're saying the big message there is build a community,
Yep.
get people enrolled,
Yep.
tell people what you're doing,
Yep.
get their input,
Yep.
make them feel like they've been part of the journey. So by the time you then actually have it available,
Yep.
then they're already wanting to buy it.
Yeah, and even so, like a month beforehand, you might have a special pre-publication offer that goes out to your community. And so again, you're thanking them for their interest and trust in you. You start rolling pre-publications offers out before it's even landed. And then so you've got that pre-marketing phase, launch, digital or actual, and then you have the post-book phase.
Okay, great. So I'm going to now ask you for some of your favourite ways to market books.
Yeah.
And so we'll rattle these off, and then I'll ask you a couple of questions on each one. And then I think we're going to reverse it as well.
Yeah,
You're
we
going to
are.
ask me
Yeah.
some of my favourite ways to market books.
Okay, so I've got 5 kind of my favourite ways. The first is corporate sales, selling bulk copies to major corporates. Really great way to really increase your print run really early on, get low unit costs, and quite simple.
So let's talk a bit about that one, because I think it's probably for me one of the big, what I would call like macro movers.
Yep.
You can move, if you really get this concept, then you can sell thousands or tens of thousands of books just to one client.
Yeah.
So this was taught to me by Brian Tracy, and he said, what's easier, to sell one book to 1,000 people? Do you want to buy a book? Do you want to buy a book? Do you want to buy a book? It's going to take a lot of effort. Or to identify someone that's willing to buy 1,000 books. And you think, why would people buy 1,000 books? Well, they do, and it happens all the time. If you think about it, the promotional goods industry is like $1 billion industry in virtually every kind of country. So companies spend billions of dollars on things like promotional pens, or they might do baseball caps, they might do umbrellas, they might do stress balls, mouse pads, all these type of things. And oftentimes, I even been in this situation myself, I want to give gifts to my clients, but I'm bored of the same old thing. I'm looking for new things that are going to be more interesting, more valuable, that aren't just going to be thrown in the bin.
Yeah.
And who wants to, wear a cap with someone's logo, on it. But if you give someone a book, then people don't throw books out. They stay on people's bookshelves oftentimes for years, forever, because and it can add a lot of value. So for the same cost as a baseball cap, that's never going to get used, a book can actually add value to someone's life, can promote their message, and be in someone's home forever. So once you understand this and you can position it in the right way, you can become a genuine alternative for corporates that are looking for promotional items, because they've all either got events that they might have and they want to give all their delegates a gift. They could have an annual conference, or they could have, they want to drive membership sales. So, become a member and you're going to get this. A friend of mine did this where he sold them to a gymnasium.
Okay.
And so if you became a member, you got a copy of his book. So another thing that you could do is give them out at some like expos, sell them to corporates they can give to expos, Christmas gifts, birthday gifts. You've got to start seeing your book as something that they're going to buy lots of copies of. So get out of your head selling books and just selling boxes of books to clients. So it's totally possible. In fact, my best story was there was someone that bought 5,000 copies of one of my books.
Wow.
And it was a 45-minute conversation, and he said, yeah, I'll take 5,000. So I think that was at around about $9. So that was nearly, it was a lot of money, nearly $40,000 that I made from one phone call. So it was definitely worth the call.
Yeah, so certainly corporates, and we talked earlier that if you get those bulk sales, you can customise your book for that client by putting their logo on the front cover, maybe even having an insert page. So bulk sales to corporates enables you to customise books for them, and it's a great way to bring your whole unit cost structure down.
Totally. So that's part of the reason why we mentioned as well, just printing 100 copies, because what you should then do is use these 100 copies as your promotional items.
Absolutely.
Go have all of these meetings, and you can say, we're going to be doing a much bigger print run. And if you commit to purchasing X number of copies, and I'd probably start at maybe 300 or 500 or 1,000. If you get them now, not only are you going to get a substantial discount, which I won't offer you again, because if I'm doing smaller print runs, I haven't got the buying power. But secondly, if you order more than X number, maybe 1,000, then I'll customize the cover for you. So just to explain what you've said there, that when you're printing the book, quite clearly, there is the internal sides of the books as printed together, and the covers are printed separately and they're attached. So what you could do is you could have the same internals if you want to bring your costs down, but you can print a different cover for different clients. And for me, if someone orders more than 1,000 books, then I customize the cover. And by that you mean you could add a bar saying with compliments of, and you could add a bar at the top, or you could have a logo down the bottom. You can even offer, which this person hasn't done, but you can offer the real estate on the inside cover to the company that's committed to ordering a certain number of copies. I think I showed you before printing full color on the inside. It's using the real estate that you have in order to add value back to your client.
Yeah, so my second great tip around this is, and they're slightly connected, is industry associations and events. So most of us who are in business probably belong to 3 or 4 industry groups or networking groups. So a great way to get bulk sales is to approach those organisations or groups and offer your book again in bulk. Gives you the ability to customise it, sell 1,000 books to one person, not 1 to 1,000 people. So look around in the networks and industry associations in the area that you're writing about. And if it's about parenting, it might be a childcare centre. If it's about fitness, it could be a gym, it could be a wellness centre. I did a book for a company that we sold through to a number of spas, day spas.
Yes.
So I think really laterally about who might be interested in your book, and if it's a quality book and it delivers real value and knowledge, you'll get some quite good pickup. Not everyone will want it, but a number will. So I think those are my other 2 things. Key one for me, particularly nowadays with social media, is building your own book community. Because if you can market through your own website and social media, you'll be capturing those emails, you'll be creating a relationship with the very people that you want to talk to, perhaps help you grow your business. And through doing your own book community, you're building your own brand, and you have that very important email and connection with that company and that person. So
Great.
they're my core things.
Fantastic. And I really like the idea of this building the book community. We spoke about that, get them involved early so they feel like they're a part of it as well. And the other thing I'd just add to that as well, a lot of people just think about when people buying just one book, but if you said, sure, you can buy one book for $20, but I'm also selling a pack of 10 books, and they might be $150, so that only work out to be $15 per book. But everyone has friends, and oftentimes people are looking for gifts that they can give friends.
Absolutely.
So rather than selling one book at a time, you could sell one book, 10 books, or even a box of books. Your books might come in a box of 25. So you can offer them a really special deal. And
I think that happens in the pre-marketing phase. So you offer special pre-published offers, go on 1, 5, whatever you want to do. Boxes are great because you don't have to unpack them.
Yes.
The box order thing is a really good one. And then you have special bulk order prices as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Great.
So those are my kind of favourite ways to sell a book, not through a bookshop. Okay,
fantastic. Well, I'm going to go through some of mine now.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. I think I've got 7. I'm just writing more as we speak.
Oh, there we go. You should compare notes.
All right. So number 1 would be the mainstream media. I think that if you write a book, then certainly you should get some coverage, even if it's just your local paper. If it's local man or local woman, helps,
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.